Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your work week forecast for October 30th through the 3rd of November. And of course, Halloween is on Tuesday. This week has a little bit of interesting weather as we definitely see a decent amount of rain today. And then potentially our first snow, mostly in the air, maybe a little bit of a coating at high elevations on Wednesday. Nothing to be too concerned about, nothing that I would change plans or anything like that about, but just some interesting weather. And definitely much more fall-like. All right, here is our strung out front with an area of low pressure. There's a couple of them, mostly situated to our south and west, that are riding along the front, and that is bringing the enhanced chance of precipitation throughout the day. Steadiest rain definitely this morning through early afternoon, and then we slowly taper off. Behind that, you can see the weather's relatively quiet all the way across the rest of the country, although we do have this system which is going to try to touch off another low pressure system that will ride up off the coast. And it's kind of the very backside, or a trough, an inverted trough on the backside of that storm, that's going to give us the chance for some light flurries or some very light snow for a period. It could be some at lower elevations, could also be mixed in with rain, or mostly rain if you're kind of down in the valleys on Wednesday. So yeah, interesting weather, like I said. If we take a look at radar, we'll take a closer look, though, in a second here. But you can see here we have lots of rain running up along the front. The front is moving, so this is not going to stick with us for a long time. We're looking at probably about half an inch to an inch of rain. To our north, there is some snow. That's mostly north of the Canadian border, so we don't really need to worry about it on this part of the system. But this is, we're already real raw and kind of chilly out there, but this is dragging in cooler air to our north and west. And actually, if you want to take a look at that, which we will do right. Actually, I guess first we're going to look at the close-in radar. You can see steady rain, a few heavier showers, or heavier rain pockets mixed in, also some lighter ones. So we're kind of be in and out of the heavy rain today. Like I said, half an inch to an inch, enough to keep it wet, enough to make it so that if you're outside, you're going to want to be geared up for it. Excuse me, sorry about that. But you also are not going to, this is progressive. Like I said, by this evening, this should be tapered down to showers. And by tomorrow, it's definitely cleared out so that we can look forward to a good weather day on Halloween for the most part. If we look at temperatures, here's our front. To our north and to our west, we definitely have some teens and 20s. We're not going to get teens. Well, 20s will definitely get teens, no. But 20s will kind of move in a lot of overnights the rest of the week after we get through tonight. So much more fall-like, a pretty typical, maybe even a degree or two below average for early November after being way above average last week. If we take a look at the Wednesday situation, here's our storm. It's way off to our south and east, and not an overly strong developed storm. It's not going to be throwing back rain even over southern New England, but it does. A lot of the models do want to kind of have, there's an upper level low, a little bit of an upper level low left over, and this trough, kind of inverted trough, you call these when they kind of go the opposite way that you would normally think they would. This is pretty common, though. And often you get a little bit of light precipitation that can be focused around this trough. And so it looks like the northern part of that definitely has a chance to be snow. Exactly where this is located, we'll have to keep a bit of an eye on. It's not impossible that this could drop enough snow to make some of the higher roadways across southern New England or across the Adirondacks a little slick for a little bit on Wednesday. So we will have to keep an eye on it. If it starts to look like we might get some of that, I'll definitely be back with a forecast update for you if that becomes a potential. But this is not a big deal for the most part. Right now, I'm thinking for southern Vermont, the only coating is above 2,000 feet, which basically puts it above anywhere that, for the most part, we're going to be traveling. Just some of the highest places, Route 9 across, you might want to be a little careful. Route 11 near Bromley, things like that. That you have to be a little cautious that maybe a little bit of slush gets on the road. But I think even there, you're probably okay. Again, this could be situated. A couple of the models want to have it be quite a bit west of us, where we would just see a few flurries as it came through. A couple of the models have it a little more located directly on top of us. And that will depend on whether we actually get a chance for that coating. I think most of us will probably see some flurries at least on Wednesday, unless we're in the valley locations where that might be sprinkles. Below 500 feet or below 700 feet even, probably mostly sprinkles on Wednesday. And again, not a real big deal. Wouldn't even hardly mention it if this was the middle of the winter. But because it might be the first time we see actually some snow on the ground, it's worth mentioning. If we take a look at the overall forecast here, Monday, today, rain Temperatures in the low 40s, kind of similar to yesterday, except steadier rain today and more rain the first half of the day than the second half of the day. Tomorrow, we have a little bit of cloud cover still hanging around from the storm in the morning, but that's clearing out pretty good. We have a mix of sun and clouds, chilly but decent for Halloween, with temperatures in the low 40s. For trick-or-treating time, as you head out in the evening, it starts to cool off somewhere down in probably in the mid to upper 30s for most of us when that happens. So chilly, but not terrible. Wednesday, we start off cold. This is really the first hard freeze that most of us will see, where we'll have temperatures below like 30 degrees for a significant portion of the night. And so that'll the growing season's over anyway because it's November, but nonetheless, definitely cold on those nights. Temperatures in the low 40s. Like I said, some flurries. We could see a peek through of sun. It's not a big deal on the system. Below 700 feet, that's probably sprinkles, not flurries. Thursday's a lot of sun, but chilly. A nice fall day in a lot of ways. Good day to get outside. Just make sure you got that jacket on or kind of bundle up a little bit. Good day for a beanie. Break out the hat. And on Friday, temperatures warm a little bit. Looks like we have a slight warming trend towards the weekend. Mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the upper 40s after starting off in the 20s. If we take a quick look at your weekend, or sorry, I should say work week highlights. Sorry about that. Forgot to change the title there. New air mass has moved in with much cooler air. Steady rain for today with a ½ inch to an inch of rain. First chance for flurries on Wednesday and maybe a coating above 2,000 feet. That's what the next point is. Flurries could bring a coating of snow above 2,000 feet. And Halloween looks cool and dry, or dry and cool. All right. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not before. It'll help make sure that you don't miss any of my videos. And as we start to get towards late fall, early winter, we do start to see more interesting weather. You're going to want to. I'm going to have videos out to you on days that aren't Monday or Friday with much more frequency. And if you have those, if you have subscribe to the YouTube channel and you hit the bell, that'll give you push notifications on your phone whenever I publish. If you're interested in getting videos to you by email, or if you're interested in an extra forecast that I always do on Wednesday, then you can look into becoming a patron. There's a link in the description below that talks about how you can do that. And I do want to give a quick shout out to my patrons who help support what I do here at the West River Weather Guy. They are kind of the lifeblood of what makes this happen in terms of me being able to do the subscriptions and things like that I do. I really appreciate their help. And I appreciate them. So I will be back at the latest on Friday with a look at the weekend forecast. If it does look like we are going to get a coating of snow and roads might be affected a little bit, I will probably have a forecast for you maybe tomorrow sometime if that looks like it's a little more locked in. Okay? So like I said, definitely on Friday, maybe tomorrow with